All right, hey everybody, welcome back to the eBay shop. My name's Corey.
I'm Teresa.
And we are Grams and Pops Vintage, and today we're going to talk about pricing your items on eBay. Recently, just in the last week, we've had at least 2 conversations about pricing. One of them was with Ken, SSK Promo, on the Reseller Clickbait podcast. If you guys haven't checked out that show yet, come over there. It's Ken and I both, and we just talk about nothing, really. So
The other one was
a little bit of
daughter.
eBay. The other conversation was actually with our oldest daughter.
She found some stuff in her house that's brand new that she got gifted for winning prizes or whatever, and so she looked at trying to sell it. So
Yep, and she was trying to figure out the pricing, and that was confusing for her. So we're going to go through not how to price, but how we price, how we look at pricing when we're selling something on eBay. And we have a special announcement this video, so
stick around.
stick around. Let's get into it. What sold first on eBay?
We sold a Harley Davidson t-shirt. This one was on the market for a whopping hour.
That's that guy. You can't see much here, but I will put a picture up. But this is out of our bulk buy. We bought 60 Harley Davidson shirts. Well, 60 motorcycle shirts.
Yep.
For most of them were Harley. We got them all for $1 a piece. And they were pretty much all vintage single stitch. There was a few that were not, but most of them are 80s and 90s.
Yep, this is a 1992 Harley Davidson Flame Eagle black single stitch t-shirt in size large.
Yep, that was almost all of them were size large.
Yep, I found a medium and I found an extra large in there. That was it though. But this one sold for $45 plus shipping.
So we almost got our money back on the entire buy on one shirt.
This is our 3rd t-shirt we've sold.
Yeah, we have gotten all of our money back. We're fully in the profit. So everything that sells out of these, even this one, is 100%
Bonus.
profit. Yep. Gonna do one more?
Sure. We sold. You can't see what it is because I pre-boxed it up so it didn't get spilt all over, but it's a box.
Ta-da.
It is a Tupperware Lazy Susan carousel rack, and it has 22 spice containers, and they're blue, pink, and brown. But they're really cool.
It was all the little spice containers and the like a Lazy Susan type rack
that
they stack on, and it's Tupperware brand. So that being the case, and it was vintage. We did pick it up. It turned out to be a lot of work. We avoided listing it.
Yeah, it was in a bag, and I had to go through and figure out what it was because I didn't know.
Yeah, we avoided listing it for months because we had to clean out. She had to clean out every single container. Like it needed washed.
So that one sold for $49.99 plus shipping. And I'm pretty sure I paid like $3 for the bag of pieces.
It was certainly worth money investment-wise, what we paid for it and what we sold it for. I don't know if it was worth the time and aggravation it took to get it ready. It was a project.
It was. I just went inside, dumped them in the sink, and just started washing. Waited for them to dry, stuck them together, and listed.
Yep, we need to avoid projects like that. Well, we don't need to. I mean, if times are tight, that's the kind of stuff you can list that other people don't want to list, and it will sell for profit, but it does, your money per hour is not doing so hot on that one. All right, so I guess the first part is if you've been in the reseller community or you've started looking into pricing on YouTube or anything like that, you've probably heard a lot of the same things we heard coming into it. We still hear them all the time from other resellers, from other YouTubers, from everywhere, really. And some of those are things like, don't price it too low because it's just a race to the bottom.
Yep. Don't, by pricing it low or whatever, you're hurting other resellers being able to sell.
Yep, you're being too competitive. If you're undercutting, you're hurting other resellers, which they're saying is, basically they're protecting their own market is kind of what that amounts to. Another one is you're destroying the market by undercutting and pricing low. And we'll address some of that. I mean, there are times to price at the bottom. There are times to not price at the bottom. And we will get into kind of all of that as we go here. So those are some of the things you hear, and we're going to address them. We're going to try to address those things and shed some light on at least how we approach it.
We are.
From our side. So, but first, let's look at a few more things that sold.
Okay, so out of our very first storage unit that we got a whole bunch of jewelry making stuff.
I think she was making jewelry as a side gig on Etsy or something because she had a ton of it.
Yep, so I just took a bunch of the charms and lotted them together into like similar items. Like there's one that's got crosses and stuff like that. This one has like butterflies and stuff. I don't remember what I said.
You can't really see it. I mean, there's elephants and butterflies and hummingbirds. There's all kinds of little, but they're all charm pendants.
Yep, charms for bracelets, necklaces, whatever, earrings.
Yep.
But there are 27 of them in there, and they sold for $12.99 plus shipping.
There you go. You can't get much easier shipping. That could go in a padded poly. It'd be just fine.
Yep. Okay, the next item sold. This has me 100% in the profit now. I'm excited. But these are Oneida Brahms individual salad forks, a set of 4.
Once again, the silverware, that pattern in particular, the Brahms we've talked about before, but there are a lot better brands, but there are so many worse brands. This is a pretty good one, a brand and pattern. So Brahms forks, set of 4.
Yep, sold for $19.99 free shipping.
Not bad. Hey guys, we're back for sticker time again. We're gonna go check out another sticker. Something we got on the door. Let's go find out who we're gonna look at today. All right, who you want to choose for today? Is that your spinning wheel?
That's my spinning wheel.
Who you got here?
Yeah, the Bearded Thrift Machine.
It's actually one of the first YouTube channels we started watching when we started trying to figure out how to do this whole reselling thing.
You want to rephrase that?
With me?
That it was the first channel you started watching to figure out the YouTube thing.
Newsflash, we're still not very good at it, so I don't know. But his channel is better than we are at reselling, so go check out the Bearded Thrift Machine. And it is a pretty good channel. He's got the picking channels, he's got the flipping channels, he's got all kinds of channels. So we'll put some links in here for you. All right, before we dive into pricing much more, we actually have an announcement for the channel that we wanted to share with you guys today. So we're going to get it in the first part of this video here. So what's that announcement?
We are going live. Well, we plus are going live.
We plus, yeah, we're bringing in guests. We're going to have we're going to have
4.
We'll surprise you with who they are, but suffice to say we're going to have some guests on. We're going to do a live. We have a couple of things we wanted to do a live for. One, we've passed 3,000 subscribers.
We have.
Which for us, the fact that 3,000 people even watch the channel to subscribe is a little bit amazing. The fact that 3,000 people chose to stay and actually subscribe is way more than amazing. So we're very thankful for that. We wanted to celebrate that.
Yep.
We also promised a while back that from our Planes to Profit event that we did in Omaha last year, we wanted to, well, it was this year, wasn't it? It was February.
It was only a few months ago.
we said we were going to do some drawings for some bags, for some free tickets, for things like that. And the time had ran out on that, and we need to actually do those drawings. So we wanted to do that. And at the same time, we wanted to bring some people on that were actually at the event so we can start talking about next year's event.
Yep.
Lots of fun stuff going to happen there. We are going to give away several different prizes. So you don't want to miss that one. It is the second live. It's only the second live we've ever done on this channel. We just don't do live that much. So we're nervous but excited about it. So why don't you tell them what it is?
We are going live on Sunday, May 19th at 5 p.m.
Normal time.
Normal time, or for those other people that don't know normal time, it's Central Standard Time or Central Time.
Yep. We are the center of the country and in our minds the center of the universe for all intents and purposes.
Center of whose universe?
No. 5 o'clock Central Standard Time, Sunday the 19th. That's next Sunday.
Yes. 1 week from yesterday. Oh, wait.
Well, they'll be watching this.
This will be Wednesday.
Yeah, they'll be watching this like Wednesday.
So in
Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So 4 days. We had enough fingers. We figured it out. 4 days from now. So if you haven't, we should have it scheduled up there and we'll be posting it out on Instagram. Make sure you go to the live tab of this channel and click notify so you don't miss it. And we will see you guys on Sunday for that. So that's the big announcement.
Yes, you made it sound like when you did that we're like, we will see you later.
No, we're not going yet. We have more to talk about. We still have to get through this pricing debate.
Yes.
And we still have things that sold that we need to get packed out. So let's look at the next 2 things that sold.
We sold another Harley Davidson t-shirt. This one was also only on the market. Well, it was a little bit longer. It was on the market for about 12 hours.
Yep. Single stitch, vintage, once again. I don't know that you guys care about the pattern or anything else. Just know that it's Harley and it is single stitch and it is vintage. It's out of that lot.
But do you want to know the bonus of this piece?
There's a bonus?
Yeah, for why this t-shirt sold for as much as it did.
Oh, I know that
They
this
don't.
is a little bit different when you're looking at these old shirts, or at least we found out with the old biker shirts. There's a certain brand, right? Is that the brand?
It is.
Okay.
They have a brand of the t-shirt itself, but they also do the
brand
logos
of
and stuff.
graphics.
Yes. So this one is actually a branded 3D emblem t-shirt and logo.
And these tags fade really bad. We found out with a lot of these old vintage shirts, about half of them people cut the tags out of because they drive them nuts, and the half of them the tags fade and they're very hard to read.
Yes.
But this one was still readable, so we were able to actually identify the shirt.
Yep. So it is a 3D emblem Harley Davidson Sportster More Than a Ride single stitch t-shirt in size large. And it sold for $99.99 plus shipping.
3D emblem, guys. If you're looking at vintage shirts, if you're going down the T-shirt Bro Avenue.
Yep. Okay, the next item we sold is another Erdl. It is the Erdl Farm and Country barn and silo set.
Can't see much here, but know that it's a barn and a lot of barn stuff.
It's got animals, it's got peoples.
Yep, and it's noisy.
And it has silos.
Yep, those are in a different bag, and I'll put a better picture up here, but this is what we're dealing with.
I realized that my picture I took, when I took my photo picture, I didn't have
your photo picture?
Yeah, when I took my photo picture. My main picture.
As opposed to what?
I don't know.
A sketching picture?
Yeah, sketching picture.
Artist drawing?
I didn't have the silos in the main picture. I did put that it was the silos, but I forgot when I had the house all together to take it with the silos, and I was not putting that thing back together to take a new picture. So that one sold for $44.99.
Yeah, so Erdl. I know we've said it before, those are a pain in the butt because they're a lot of work, a lot of setup, a lot of piecing things together, but they do sell. They sell every single time.
Yep, I think out of that whole tote, I think I only have like 2 or 3 of them left.
Yep. Yeah, they sell, and they don't sit for very long either. They're not long tail items.
Let's talk about pricing.
Let's talk about pricing. The race to the bottom.
Okay, but I have to make a public service, not a public service announcement.
Public service announcement.
A disclaimer.
Okay.
So our disclaimer is, this is how we do it.
Oh, we already told them that.
I know, but I'm still doing it again, because in case they missed the beginning and they sped through it and they get to this part, this is how we do it. This is not how it works for everybody.
If you watch this channel, if you watch this channel and you get butthurt about anything we say, this is not your channel. Because we don't know what we're doing, and we're pretty open about that.
Yes.
We're giving you advice based on how we do things and what we think we knew, or at least how we do it now. And that changes. It's changed drastically. Even in the last couple of months, we change. Mm-hmm. So know that things do change. We keep learning, and this is how we're doing things now. If you can take it at that, you'll be good. All right. So race to the bottom.
Yep.
There is a time to actually race to the bottom.
Yep.
There is a time to price your stuff at the bottom of the market. And I know it's controversial to say that, which is ridiculous because that's how markets work. But there are times when you can't price in the middle or the top of the market unless you are a collector and you just want to hold on to things.
So the first one is like to race, not necessarily race to the bottom, but when to price it at the bottom is if you have a flooded market. Like right now, I know a big thing that is really flooded are Funko Pops.
Anything you go on and there's hundreds listed or even thousands listed in a lot of cases.
Thousands listed and your sell-through rate is like pathetic.
I would say it even applies if the sell-through rate is 100%. If there's 1,000 listed and 1,000 sold, you're still competing with 1,000 products.
Yep.
Unless you want to wait to be the 1,000th one sold.
You're right, because if they're most of them are priced at $10 and you list yours at $15, all the $10 ones, including any new ones that are getting added.
Well, I guess a good way to look at it is if you're dealing in a market that's that flooded, you're basically dealing in a commodity. It's a light bulb. Yep. You have no advantage over your competition. There's no reasonable explanation for why your product is more expensive than theirs.
Nope.
So the only thing you can compete on is price.
Yep.
Which is, it kind of leads into the second reason why you would actually price at the bottom of the market, and that is because you actually have less value with your product being in worse condition.
Yep, worse condition, or it's been damaged and you've repaired it, or it doesn't have a box compared to
less accessories.
Yep.
Anything like that. Anything that actually, like physically, your product is less valuable than what's listed, you want to price at the bottom. That should be obvious, but also in heavy flooded markets, if you want to move that product, the way we do it is price it low because we want it gone. We don't want to wait for 1,000 other products to sell. And at that point, like I said, it is a commodity. So we don't have anything special. We can't price it like it's special.
No, it's just there. It's either you want to sell it or you don't.
Yep. Now that being said, I mean, we look at a lot of our products that way. When we go to list something, generally it's because we've looked it up. There were plenty of listed and plenty of sold. So we price right at the bottom of the market. Unless there's an outlier where somebody has gone in, there's always going to be like one person that just wants it gone, so they list a $50 product at $20.
Ooh, those ones scare me.
We ignore those. They're going to sell almost immediately. They're going to be gone, and it doesn't matter. We go with the normal market, and we price ours at the bottom for the most part. But there are times when you want to price up from the bottom, and we'll discuss those next. But first, we need to look at a few more things that actually sold.
We sold a camera. We sold a Casio Exelim camera. It is parts only. It does have a battery. It wasn't worth it for even. So when we do these,
it says YouTube right on it. How about that?
When we do cameras, when we buy them based on parts only. So if it's parts only, and we had a big conversation about this on the reseller water cooler thing on Facebook. No, I did. Sorry, I did. I did. There was somebody that found a camera and they're like, this is really good. And I told them, we pick them up based on parts only value. So if it's $1 and the parts only value is $14-15, we may pick it up and sell it as parts only.
Probably 70% of these type of cameras that we pick up actually do work just fine. There are a portion of them that are really corroded that need cleaned up, but they end up working anyway. But there are a portion, I'd say probably 25 to 30% that just, they never do come back. There's something wrong with them.
Yeah. And
so we buy based strictly on, can I get my money back and make a profit based on parts only?
Yep. And that's what this one sold for. It sold for parts only. I don't remember why. Probably because the battery wasn't charged and I don't have a charger for it.
And it's not an expensive enough camera to actually order one.
And that's what I did with two of them that we recently had. I went and ordered
batteries.
batteries and chargers for them because they sell good.
Yeah, some of them, if we're listing it for parts, even if we order a battery for it, and we still have to list it for parts, we would still be in the profit, and then we would just have a battery for next time.
Yep.
So those we would definitely order batteries for. This was not one of those.
Nope. So this one sold for $13.99 for parts only. The next thing we sold, I have two, and I only have one listed right now, but I have my other one drafted. I just need to release it.
You could just do sell similar off our own listing.
I did. And I kept all the details. I just replaced the pictures.
So what is that? Says
she
Dancing
is
Princess?
Barbie in the 12 Dancing Princesses. She is Princess Genevieve, and she is working. So when she works with batteries, her skirt spins. Oh, God, that was bad. Her skirt spins, and her skirt lights up when it spins.
Okay.
So it was really cool. But she
works?
She does work. And so does my other one that I got.
She's got buttons on the back of her calves.
That's what you push to make her skirts spin.
Okay. So how much does she sell for?
$29.99.
Barbies. You never know.
Yep.
That would have been one we would have looked at because it was something different. There's a button on it, and that automatically is worth looking into.
Yep. And I did pick up another one. The only difference is the other one that I picked up, when she is brand new, she comes with a little dancing kitten. And so the other one has that.
Does the cat dance?
No, it's just like an ornament. A Christmas ornament.
Poor name then.
When to price up?
When to price up?
There are a lot of reasons to price not at the bottom as well.
Not a lot. I would say there's fewer reasons to price away from the bottom than there are to price at the bottom.
Okay. I agree. I just wrote more down.
Oh, well, we have some exceptions. Like I said, generally, if we're listing something, it's almost always we're trying to be...
We want it to sell. We don't want to sit on it.
We want to be one of the cheapest, partially because of the size of our store. Mm-hmm. We have over 3,500 items in here, we have to move stuff out or we can't keep listing stuff.
Correct.
And we have to keep listing stuff because we are doing not just a full-time living off of this, we're doing 2 full-time livings off of this. But there are exceptions. There are times when we don't price at the bottom. There's times when we can get more money out of an item
Correct.
and still sell it fast, which is...
We have trouble speaking.
Yeah, talking's hard. But yeah, you could still get more money for an item and still move it quickly in some cases. And some of those are what?
The one that I do, like when we deal with like our Department 56 and stuff, if it has the box and all of the accessories. If it has accessories that other people don't have,
Yep.
I always price it higher than the bottom because I know mine is worth more with those pieces.
I guess a lot of these things we were talking about, like that, if it has accessories, if it's in better condition than some of the other ones that are listed on there, like, does your product actually, for real, physically have more value than the ones that are on there? So physical value.
Yep.
Is there more to yours that makes it worth more money than theirs? That's a good reason to list above the bottom market.
Yep.
And you'll get it, and you'll get it quick because people do shop by price, but they still want to get a good product. So they will look at condition.
The other thing is like, speaking still of condition, but it's not really the condition of the product. It's more of their pictures. Did they take crappy pictures that don't show the product very well? And if your pictures are going to be better than that, people are going to tend to look more towards better pictures than they are of crappy pictures.
So then the non-physical value would be a good way to say that.
Values.
The intangible value. Believe it or not, good photographs and a good listing does add value to your product.
It does.
I'll take that away. The product has its value and that's what it's worth, but bad pictures and a bad listing will detract value from your product.
I will admit that. When I go shopping on eBay, if I'm looking for something specific.
If it's a horrible picture.
And your pictures are horrible, I'm skipping. I'll pay $5 more because I know, how do I say it nicely? I know that you cared about listing it versus just snapping a picture and whatever. That doesn't mean you're going to ship me it in good condition.
Your listing does reflect on the product value. It more so if it's a really horrible listing with really horrible pictures. So in some cases, if you have an item that's a more rare item, that say there's only 10 of them listed on eBay and 8 of them are people taking pictures on their floor next to their bare, hairy toes.
Oh God, those ones, oh.
There's a really good chance if you just take a quality photo, you can add a substantial markup to that. And yours is going to sell because it has not been in a danger zone and has evidence of it. Like, just the photos alone are going to add value to your product.
So on a maybe a flip side of that, you're talking about the negative the negative piece of it with the toes, but how about the ladies
The cleavage picture?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or it wasn't even cleavage picture. What about the guy that I looked up those underwear that one time and he was modeling them? Like that deterred me from buying it.
Well, I mean, the fact of the matter is the pictures sell or don't sell a product. Your listings are what's gonna, I mean, that's your display, that's your listing and your offer. And if you don't do it well, you will remove value from the product. You'll take away value, or if you do it exceptionally well, you'll add value.
I'm sorry, the cleavage pictures just make me think of boob sweat. I don't want something that's been in somebody's cleavage where there may have been boob sweat.
Depending on the picture too. It's probably just a fat guy with a G.I. Joe in his butt crack making it look like cleavage.
I didn't even think about that.
They just want you to think it's cleavage. It's actually Henry, and you don't want Henry's stuff.
He waxed for the picture. Hold on, I got tears coming down.
So how many of you want to go buy Henry's G.I. Joe now? You see what I mean? That does have an effect.
It does, because now I'm only going to ever see that when I see those pictures.
So there is another, there's probably several more, but there is one that some people don't think of, and that is if you're listing something and there's 4 or 5 other listings, but they're all in Japan, and yours is in the U.S.
Yep, I do that.
Like that gives you a little bit of freedom to mark yours up, because shipping from the U.S. and not having to wait for them to come from Japan not having to deal with the uncertainty of will it make it overseas or not, how long is it going to take. Your shipping, because you're in the U.S., gives you an advantage.
Yes.
So that does add value.
I do that. Like,
yep. We mark ours up when we're the only one in the U.S. Even if it's like Canada and stuff like that, we still do mark ours up.
I don't with Canada. I do the North America.
Yeah.
Versus outside of the country.
I've marked them up when they're from Canada.
So it is harder some things to get across the border from Canada. So and Canadian Post, FYI, for anybody that's ever shipped there, it's horrible. Like it takes 2 weeks to send a letter from one, what do they call those, province to the next.
Yeah, it's not great, and it does give you an advantage, which is good for us.
Yep. So there's one more.
There's one more.
It has to do with shipping still.
Yep. We don't see it a lot. Well, we see it more than most people, and it has a minor value effect.
Yep.
But it does have an effect on value.
Yep. So we are located in the center of the the center this way, not necessarily this way.
We're in South Dakota. We're actually in southeastern South Dakota.
Yep.
So we're fairly centralized in the U.S.
Yep.
In terms of shipping zones.
Yep. So when we ship stuff, we can ship it to both coasts for about the same price. Whereas if you have somebody that's over on the East Coast shipping to the West Coast,
or vice versa,
it costs them more to ship it from one side of the country to the other. So our products, if you're in either one of those, our products are usually priced better, and we have the advantage.
Yep. So, and that actually allows us to mark our products up a smidge by a couple bucks here and there, because we are a couple bucks here and there cheaper on shipping. So we're still very competitive even when we're slightly above market. I will say, like, the majority of the population in the country lives on one of the coasts or the other. And they're shipping back and forth and to the same coast and all that. And that does give us a bit of an advantage. Well, I guess they're almost like small economies of their own. Like, people on the side with California are going to be shipping on that side more because they get cheap shipping. But we're in the U.S., so we got cheap shipping pretty much, or we're in the center of the U.S., so we got cheap shipping everywhere for the most part. So we do have an advantage.
We do.
And it does give us a bit of a pricing bump.
Yep.
So I guess that's how we approach our pricing. Yes, we do price at the bottom of the market when the market is a commodity market, which is most of the time. But there are a lot of things we find that are rare and vintage, and not a lot of them out there. And those ones we have a little bit more freedom on pricing for. And there are exceptions, like we talked about here, where we can price higher, and we do.
Yep.
So hopefully, if you're getting into this and you're worried about pricing and that's one of your concerns, maybe this will help you out.
I hope it helps you.
Maybe it'll confuse the living dickens out of you. I don't know. But this is how we approach it.
It is. We just look at our options.
Yep. And as far as like teaching you how to comp and stuff like that, there's a million videos on YouTube. You'll see what we're talking about in most of this. This is a little bit higher level than that.
Yep.
It's like a step above that. Once you know how to figure out what eBay's saying prices are, not just listed prices and stuff like that.
Yep. That's what I was teaching my daughter yesterday.
Yep. And I don't know if we've ever done a video on how to comp items. Maybe we'll do one of those at some
Someday.
point. You guys let us know. If you want us to do a video on how we comp items and how we find whether we should buy it or not and what the values are roughly, let us know. We could do one of those type of videos too.
Yep,
but
we could.
In the meantime, we actually do have a few more things that need to go out.
We do. We sold a remote, and I realized I messed up, unless that's how it's supposed to be. But it says it's a used Revolution series. I think Revolution series is supposed to be like a space in between it. But I put it all as one. Rear seat entertainment remote control.
So that's like for the speakers in the headrest of a car or something?
Yeah, the TV and console and stuff in the back of a headrest.
Okay. Cool. They got their own remote.
Yeah, you want to know what it sold for?
Tell me, please.
$39.99 plus shipping.
Not bad for a remote.
I don't even know where it came from.
I'm sure it came in a box of remotes. We have bought a few small lots of remotes. For the most part, they don't do great, but we've sold a few of them. Well, we've actually ordered several remotes off eBay too.
Because our dogs eat them.
we have these little cubbies in our couch. If we don't put our remotes in the cubby and close it before we go to bed or something, our remotes will be in the backyard chewed up.
Yep. Because our one dog. It's one. It's only one dog.
Yeah.
She's dumb.
Yeah. She ate a lot of paint chips as a pup, I guess.
At our house, I guess, because she lived with us.
She is smart. But sometimes remotes can be good.
Yep. And sometimes they can be bad, because I had one that we shipped out.
Well, that's what sometimes good means.
We had one go out and it came back and I had to refund him.
Yeah. We don't, and people have said that you can use your camera on your phone to test them. You can see the infrared with your camera.
I've never tried that.
I've never gotten it to work on my phone. I've tried it a few times, but for the most part, we really don't test them. If they haven't been corroded in the back or anything, we ship them out. For what it costs to ship it back and refund, we're not worried about it.
Nope.
99% of the time, the remotes are going to work. So.
Okay, the last thing we sold was a good one that I found. It is an IMAX Chronos, a visual and musical journey through time. It is a Blu-ray. And watch out for these IMAX ones. The IMAX ones usually do pretty good.
Yep. Yeah, they were made for IMAX theaters.
Yep.
We've had a bunch of these in our DVD collection.
We have, and I don't have any more left that we've sold all of them.
Do we have some not listed?
Yes.
Yeah, we have some not listed.
Yeah, because they're like the country ones that talk about like the U.S.
Different.
And
Yep.
yeah, they're not worth anything by themselves, but you know, for
Together.
somebody that is a homeschool teacher or is interested in this stuff, I'll lot them up and we'll sell them that way.
We'll have to put that in the listing too, homeschool, because that usually does pretty good.
Perfect. But this one sold for $24.99, free shipping. So it'll be
DVD.
$20 by the time we're done, and it came out of our massive DVD lot.
I think that's it.
That's it.
That's
is all. That's
all
all,
we got.
folks. See, I know that one.
All right. So, well, that's a cartoon. All right, we're going to get out of here. We've got a bunch of packing to get done today, and hopefully we will see a bunch of you guys on Sunday. You get a chance to talk back and forth with us and maybe give us some input on what you'd like to see at the next Planes to Profit reseller event in Omaha.
Yep.
That's kind of some of the stuff we'll be talking about.
It is.
And hope to see you there.
Hasta la vista, baby.